Alright guys, so let's get right into the video. I'm going to use my NYX Microbat Pencil in Espresso, my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate, my NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer in Amande, and my e.l.f. Brow Gel. So I'm going to first start by using my spoolie on my Microbat Pencil from NYX and just brush up my hairs. Then I'm going to use a pencil to outline my brows. And please excuse my voice. I am getting over the flu, a fever, a cold, everything, you guys. So that's why I only had one video last week because I was so sick. But I'm finally getting over it, so bear with me. That's why I'm doing a voiceover too. One thing when I'm doing my brows, I don't like to talk at all. I just like to focus on what I'm doing because your brows can just turn out to be a hot mess sometimes. So that's why I'm doing the voiceover as well. But I started out by using the pencil to outline my brows, and this is how I do my brows for the most part. Now this is how I've always pretty much done my brows, but I'm doing it a little bit differently, and I'll explain when I get to that part. But I always like to use a pencil, like a really fine pencil, to outline my brows first. I just feel like it makes my brows look more defined, and this is how I like it. You don't have to do it this way, but this is just my way. But I just follow the shape of my brows with the pencil underneath my brows, and then I go right on top of my brows and outline the top part as well. I don't start all the way at the front at the top part of my brows, just because I like to create those hair-like strokes and make it look more natural. So that's why I didn't start. And if you guys notice, my skin is very dry. You can tell from the tail of my brow, which is on your right. My skin is extremely dry. I don't like moisturizer on my skin before my brows. I don't like when you're doing your brows and the product is just slipping around. I don't like that. So I do my brows first in my makeup step when my skin is extremely dry. I just feel like the product adhered to my skin more and it doesn't move around, versus if I should moisturize and stuff first. It just never works for me. And excuse my wig looking kind of crooked, but y'all see that literally melted into my skin with my little baby hairs going on. Anytime you guys see my baby hairs look kind of crooked in the front, that's when I'm wearing a side part. I always like to take that one swoop in the front a little bit out further when I'm wearing a side part. So my wig is not crooked, I'm just wearing it on a side part. So that's why it looks like that. Okay. Alright, moving on. I'm going to use these two brushes for the next step, and these two brushes, you guys, are my holy grail. So both these brushes are from Morphe. One is the M432 and the other one is the M165. And don't worry, I'm going to list everything down below for you guys if you guys don't catch them in the video. So I'm using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade for this piece, and this is the part where I changed up in my brow routine from the two brow routine that I've done in the past. So before, I would just use the micro brow pencil to just fill in my brows, but I find that my pencil run out really quick like that, and I hate when I don't have any pencil. So I started using a pomade to fill it in, and this is just the pomade that I have. I'm pretty sure there's other cheaper ones out there. I'm going to be trying out some cheaper ones in the near future, but this is the one that I had, so this is the one that I just started using again. And I literally have 3 pots of these. 2 of them are actually like dried out on me. So I'm using the angle brush. This is the M165 from Morphe for this piece. And what I'm doing is just taking the angle, the longest part to the front and the shortest part, like flicking it outwards. And I'm just trying to like fill in my brows, and at the same time kind of create hair-like strokes so that it doesn't look like one big fill in. I hate when it looks like that. So I'm lightly going through my brows, filling it in, but kind of like also creating hair-like strokes. So it kind of looks faded in there, but it's not as harsh. And that's why I like to use this in the shade Chocolate as well, because it doesn't make my brows look super harsh or super dark. It just gives them that really soft look, and yeah, I really like when my brows look like that. Alright, so for this next step, I'm using the flat angled brush for this part, And you guys notice that both sides of this brush is coated with concealer. This is just how I like to use it. You don't have to do it this way. This is just my way. But it's just easy to flip the brush back and forth and have enough product on there when you're using the brush, so you don't have to keep dipping the brush into the pot. So after I outlined my brows very slowly so that I get a very precise line, I'll then go back and try to clean it up as much as I can, then drag the product downwards. That's how I like to do my brows, and just clean it up. And most people don't like to do the top half of their brows, or if they do the top half, they'll use a different color. I find that this concealer oxidizes into my skin and it just basically turns the same color of my foundation shade. So I don't mind using the same shade for the top and bottom because it's a tad bit lighter than my foundation shade, but it's not as light. It's not like super lighter, so it doesn't give me a white cast around my brows or anything. My brows comes out looking just natural. My brows come out looking just natural. I'm sorry, I said my brows comes out looking natural. That sounds stupid. Anyways, you guys see how I just literally take the brush, outline underneath my brows, then like really clean that up, and then drag the product downwards. This is how you're gonna get it to have like that sharp faded look. You don't want to leave it harsh right underneath your brows or above your brows when you outline your brows, because then it's going to be harder to work around the brows. So when you drag the product down and up, then it's easier for you to just blend out the concealer, add your foundation, and keep it pushing. So for this part, you guys are going to notice that I have like distant cousin brows. One of my brows is really short and the other one is like really long when it comes to being from my nose going out towards my ears. So this one that I'm doing right now is the short one from my nose going out to my ears, and then this other one to your left is longer. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. And if you look at my eye shape, one of them is more oval than the other. So I was noticing my eye shape when I was editing the video, and I'm like, my eyes don't even look the same. One of them look more round and then the other one looked more oval. Like, it's so weird. So my brows has always been like this and I've accepted it. It doesn't bother me, so I hope it doesn't bother you guys either. And a lot of people always tell me that I fill in my brows too thick, I do my brows too thick. I don't do my brows thick, you guys. This is the natural shape of my brows. If you guys ever see me and my brows is done and my brows look a lot thinner, it's because when I shave them or I get them waxed, I wax them a little bit thinner. But other than that, my brows are not thin. My brows are naturally very, very, very thick. So I don't fill in my brows thicker than what it is, you guys. It's way thicker than this. If I let this thing grow and grow out and you guys see my natural brows, you think like I'm a mammal or something. Like, that's how many brows I have. Like, it's crazy. So for this last step, I'm gonna take the Sigma P80 flat kabuki brush. Excuse my ratchet looking nails, my dry hands, it's crazy. I broke my nail and I didn't have a band-aid, so I literally had to tape up my finger, and I'm so sorry you guys are seeing my finger looking crazy. But I just like to use this flat kabuki brush to just go around my brow and really clean up that area. And that is pretty much what I do, you guys. That's pretty much what I do. You guys don't have to do it this way, but like I said, this is how I like to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I know there's a million brow tutorial on YouTube, and this is probably not teaching you much, but at least I'm giving you guys an updated version of how I do my brows. So anyone has questions, you're welcome. This is how I do my brows. Whoops, guess I'm not done. I forgot to mention that I like to use a clear brow gel just to get my hairs combed up and into place. I don't like when the hairs look flat, so most of the time when I remember, I'll just use a clear brow gel I'm just using this one from e.l.f. because I didn't have the Anastasia one with me. That's my favorite one, the Anastasia one. But this one is not bad, you guys. This one is not bad. It's doable. It's doable. And that's about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, I cannot wait to see you guys in my next one. Toodles!